Hi everyone, this is Jay Saenz with the Boise Virtual Reality Project, and today I'm going to show you a little bit more about Unreal Engine 4. Again, quick overview, I'm just going to show you a current project that I'm working on. This is a draft for a virtual reality experience that I'm creating, and we're going to run through it in virtual reality, and then I'm going to show you some of the things that I'm trying out to make the experience engaging and interesting. Alright, let's get started. So in order to play this level in virtual reality, we have to have our Oculus Rift connected, which I do right there, and I'm going to go play and then select a VR preview, and you're going to be able to see everything I'm seeing. So let's go ahead and walk through this level. So I'm inside this level and I can see these huge buildings, and off in the distance there's clearly more of these buildings, and there's kind of an illuminated area over there by the end of the dock, so I'm going to walk in that direction. So this metallic sphere just emerged from the ocean, and now we're going to jump on over to this other area. Going to take some time to look around here. It's a very sparse landscape. This is meant to be a draft, but in the actual experience, I think this kind of style is going to be what I will be going after. Very stark and empty landscapes. Sound is going to play an important role in this experience, as is storytelling, but everything you hear in here and everything you see is purely meant as a draft. That way, when I start working with level designers and writers, we can create something a little bit more, we can create something much more interesting, but this will at least give them an idea of the visual style that I'm thinking of. And once we're done with this playthrough, I'll show you some of the techniques, like how we got that metallic sphere to rise out of the water. And here we are. So here's the only organic matter within this entire level. This tree, and okay, let's go ahead and jump out of this. None of the main parts of the experience are in there right now, but let's talk a little bit about the pieces that are there. So let's jump over to this lighting cue. The key here is, much like in theater and film, what we're trying to do is draw the viewer or the player's attention to an area. And I can move this lighting source much closer and create a much brighter, obvious point of interest, or I can move it further away and just have a subtle effect here for the lighting. And that looks good. And I also have a reflective surface around the entire area that just calls attention to the area. Like, something's going to happen over here. You might want to walk in that direction. So the way we got the metal sphere to rise out of the water is that we have a matinee, which tells it to move from one area to the next. And we trigger that matinee by walking into this trigger box, which we have right here. And there's a little bit of blueprint code behind that. I'll pull that up and show you what we have here. On actor being overlapped with the trigger box, play this matinee. And the matinee is right here, and these are just instructions. Like, here's the sound, the rumble sound that you saw, and then this is the movement. We are moving our object from one point to the other, and our object is hidden underneath the water right here and rises out once we pull that trigger. So that's a very simple action, a very simple thing to make occur, and I think the effect is worthwhile. Obviously there need to be visual effects and much better sound for it. Now let's go over to the other area of interest, which is this tree and organic matter. There's nothing happening here at the moment, but we have these nice rock effects. This right here is our wind, which is causing the tree leaves to move, and then these are our lighting sources, and we can change the intensity of these lighting sources. We can change the color of these lighting sources. There's a lot we can do to make this area very interesting to the player, so that we could, maybe have voices, or a story start unfolding, or a new action, would occur once the player reaches this region. Now, let's go ahead and pull out to the entire world here. This may not be the smartest way to do it, but basically what I did to get all these buildings in the background was I copied the area that we're walking in and just created these groups. So I can very easily copy one of these areas and just move it over and then have another city far off in the distance. Okay, there we go. Hopefully this was interesting to you. Again, I'm just trying to show you what Unreal 4 can do from a very basic level. I think I've in total had maybe a week's worth of time with the program. I've had it for several weeks, but I just don't have a lot of time to get in here and play around with it. But I'm really happy with the results of this draft, and hopefully once we get it in the hands of some more capable programmers and designers, we'll create an experience that's really unique. All right, that's it for today. Take care.